What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Blazers Uprise podcast. We got big news today, but before we get into that, we'll get picks against the spread out of the way. You guys may be a little bit more antsy through this segment as usual, but we'll get through this pretty quickly. Short intro for you guys. Look at this picks against the spread records. Look at these records. Look at how we're closing up on Eric. Eric's about to go from first to worst, and we're about to pass him up. We made some serious ground. I forgot to update the last. Let me do that real quick. It'll be easy. It'll be quick.
Yeah.
Why didn't I update that? So what'd you go? You went 3 for 6. Was that right? You went 3 for 6. Chat went 6 for 3. I went 7 and 2. Yeah, that's right. I went 7 and 2.
3 and 6. Yeah, 6 and 3 and 7 and 2. Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still on top for now.
Yeah. Hopefully, man. I've been trying to catch up to Eric for so long. Let me get that out of the way. I've been trying to catch up to Eric for so long. I'm finally knocking on his doorstep. So is Chat. Chat could take the lead. You guys have been killing it lately. March, I don't think it's going to be Eric's month. It doesn't look like it so far. So let's see if we can make some noise. So going into the first game, we got the Wizards and the Hawks. The Wizards are favored by 5.5 points. Trae Young is not playing tonight. That is an important distinction here because the Hawks without Trae Young is maybe the worst team in the league. So I'm taking the Wizards even though they're favored by 5.5. That is my pick.
I'm going to take the Hawks still. I have a feeling like Teague's going to have a good game. But yeah, this is a tough one with Trae Young being out.
Alrighty. Next game we got.
What's up, Clays?
The Nets and the Spurs. I liked making this slide because it's all like white and black. The Nets are favored by 3.5. I don't know why. The Nets just got blown out by 40 by the Grizzlies. The Nets are really struggling right now. So I'm taking the Spurs there. Probably should have doubled down on them, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Spurs. I like them to win this game. But yeah, which probably means the Nets will win by like 20. But
yeah, we'll see. That'd be kind of crazy if that happened. Third game we got OKC against New York. OKC's favored by 6.5. I'm actually taking New York. I feel like New York is going to lose by 5 or 6 points. The 6.5 spread. I'm just going to take the points here, and I'm just going to roll with the Knicks.
I'm going to take OKC. The Knicks are so up and down. I'm going to get this one wrong too.
Yep. Very.
They managed to come back and tie that game to give us a push last time. But
I had the Jazz +8. Eric took the points, and the Jazz were up like 17-18. I thought I had that game in the bag, and then the Knicks cut it to 8. I was very frustrated. So it could have been even worse for Eric. Could have been only one game back, so he lucked out.
Yeah, but speaking of that, OKC, they originally covered my double down margin, but we changed it. I know you gave me the option to change it, but I got kind of screwed on that.
Updated it. That wasn't getting screwed. That was being updated because we're trying to make these spreads like updated right before the podcast instead of the night before. So these spreads are fresh out of the oven. All right, fourth game we got Orlando against Minnesota. Orlando's favored by 2.5. I don't know why Orlando. Wait, you said Minnesota was favored by 2.5, or was it Orlando?
Nope, Orlando is favored by 2.5.
Yeah. See, I feel like that's so wrong. Why is Orlando favored by 2.5 in Minnesota? I don't know. Minnesota has been playing solid basketball even without Karl-Anthony Towns. Malik Beasley has been playing well. Juan Hernan-Gomez has put together some nice games lately. So I'm doubling down on Minnesota. Orlando has not been playing that well. Like, these are two evenly matched teams. It's in Minnesota. I don't understand that spread at all. So I'm doubling down on Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Minnesota. I like them to win this game. But yeah, it's one of those sneaky spreads where when it doesn't make sense, it usually there's a reason for that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, fifth game we got Pelicans Heat. This game's being played in New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 1.5. I'm actually going to take New Orleans here. There's just a gut feeling. I think New Orleans is going to take care of business against the Heat, who have been up and down since the All-Star break. So I'm gonna take the Pelicans. I'm gonna take Zion giving Myers Leonard fits, and that is actually Myers Leonard still isn't back, so who knows who they'll start the for. But I'm gonna take the Pelicans there.
This is going to be more wishful thinking. I want the Heat to win, so I'm going to take them so I can root for them to beat the Pelicans, and I don't want the Pelicans to get the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Out of the teams fighting for it, they're who I want to see get the 8th seed the least. So.
Yep. I'm hedging my bets though. I'm hedging my bets with the New Orleans pick. 6th game we got Indiana and Chicago. Indiana's favored by 3. I'm taking the Pacers. That's not a big spread considering how bad the Bulls are. The Pacers have kind of been struggling since Oladipo's returned. Oladipo hasn't been good. But
he's missed the last couple games. I'm guessing the spread's down because he's missing that one.
Probably, but he's been so bad since his return. I don't know why he would bring the spread down for Indiana. I feel like it would make the spread go up if he missed games at this point, but I'm taking the Pacers.
Sounds good. Sounds like chat is agreeing with you, and I'm also taking the Pacers, so bit of a clean sweep there.
Alrighty, 7th game, we got Celtics Jazz. Boston, I tried to put 1.5, I accidentally put 1.4, but it doesn't matter, so Boston is favored by 1.4. This game's being played in Boston. I think this is a pretty easy Boston pick right here. Very small spread for Boston playing at home. Boston has been playing well. They are banged up. I don't know if they're still missing Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, and Kemba Walker, but they just won a game missing those guys. I forget who they beat, but they just won a game with all those guys banged up. So we'll see. Maybe Chemi Ojale might not drop 22 again or whatever he dropped, but I'm still taking Boston.
Yeah, I'm also taking Boston. I think Kemba's playing again tonight. He hasn't played in a while, so I don't know if you saw it, but Sammy Boy got you a dono.
Oh, I did not see it. Shout out to Sammy Boy for the $2 donation. He says,
F yeah.
F yeah. In response to the NURKIC returning news, which I'll get into. So 3 games left. 8th game of the day. We got a lot of games today. Dallas is favored by 8 in Dallas. I'm taking Memphis. I think Dallas wins, but I don't think they win by 8 or more. So I'm taking Memphis. It would be nice for Dallas to win this game, and for us to gain a game on them, to gain a game on Memphis. Get 2.5 back. We got a matchup against them coming up, so it would be nice for Dallas to just win this game, but I don't think it will be by 8 or more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Memphis too. I like Mavericks to win, like you said. That's a pretty high spread for a game like this. So I'll take the underdog.
Alrighty, second to last game. It's our game. It's Portland going against Phoenix. Portland's favored by 3.5. I think Portland's going to be energized by this use of NURKIC news today. I think they're going to be, have some energy. I think they're going to get into ramp up the effort a little bit more than they have in the past couple of games. Phoenix is without Blazer Killer Kelly Oubre for the rest of the season, so I'm taking Portland here, even though they're favored by 3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Portland, and this is going to be my double down pick.
Risky.
Well, when I originally picked them as double down, it was a pick-em game, and Portland's moved all the way to 3.5. That's a huge.
Don't even give me that. I literally asked him before the game. Let me know the updated spreads and any changes in your double down picks. In your picks and double down. So
I just have a feeling Portland's going to take care of business tonight.
Alrighty.
Once again, wishful thinking probably, but
no excuses, man. You're starting to make excuses. You're starting to fall off a bit, and I'm starting to hear some excuses coming at you. Anyway, moving on from the excuses. We got Lakers and Bucks.
I mean, we can get into this if you want.
No, I know you want to just rant in this game, that game, but no, we got more important things to talk about. We got Lakers, Bucks. Lakers. This is 2-1 seeds. Top teams in each conference, so this is one hell of a game. The Lakers are favored by 1.5 at home. I'm going to take the Lakers, just the home team. This is a very tough game to pick. They're two pretty evenly matched teams. But I'm going to take the home team. The spread isn't high enough, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Lakers. Whew. Okay. What do you got, Eric?
I'm going to take Milwaukee. They're the best team in the league, and I think they want to come out and show the Lakers that they are a contender. And yeah,
Alrighty.
I like the way the Bucks play. So,
alrighty. Quick little plug. We do have merchandise linked in the description below. So if you want one of those hoodies or sweatshirts or that poster, there's a link in the description below for you to go purchase it. It would help us out, and you could rock some Blazers Uprise merch. So anyway, wrong slide.
Tommy asked what happened to the last stream when I was hosting. Well, Tori started off hosting, but then just put my feed on his computer because he had to leave, and
yep,
something happened on his end, and I wasn't obviously able to fix it, so I had to end it.
Yeah, I left the Skype call log up for like a couple minutes, I think. But anyway, so news came today. NURKIC will return this season. He's going to return Sunday, March 15th, against the Houston Rockets. That game's going to be on ABC. So that's their like marquee game, the Sunday games on ABC in the regular season. It's been a while since we've had one of those. But yeah, so NURKIC is coming back in 9 days. It's about time. So there's 3 days off before that, so I assume he'll get the practice time in those days to kind of ramp up to playing. Obviously, he's not going to play a ton. He won't be on a minutes restriction, but he's going to play, which is just phenomenal news because I've been waiting to see him get back on the court. The Moda Center will be rocking. Will probably be louder than it has been all year when he steps in the game. So I'm very excited for that. Russell first round exit Westbrook with the $3.15 donation. That's a random total, but
$3.15 for Nurk.
$3.15. Oh, got you. Okay, see, I didn't even connect that.
I got you, Russell.
He said Nurk is coming back. Let's go. I appreciate the $3.15 donation, man. Yeah, so you got NURKIC coming back against the small ball Rockets. That'll be interesting to watch. I don't know, that's kind of a weird team to bring him back against, because you think he might struggle with chasing around PJ Tucker or Robert Covington or whoever the hell plays center for the Rockets, because they basically play small forward, power forward types at center now.
I'm guessing it was more just sometime like with his timeline, not what team they were playing. Like, I'm sure they weren't like, oh, let's bring him back against Houston. They don't have a center. I think it was more just like, okay, this is the date we're setting, and it just happened to be Houston that we were playing.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you, though. Do you think after all this time about not wanting to put a timeline on it, it seems kind of weird that they put a timeline that's 9 days away?
Yeah, it makes me think he's like pretty much ready to go. I feel the calf strain was reported as like a mild calf strain, which only takes a week or two to recover from, and that was over a month ago that happened. So I don't know. It makes it sound like he just needs to get a couple practices in.
But like with how careful they've been about not giving information all season, it just seems kind of weird that, he had a setback last time he practiced. So, like, now they put a date on it. If he has another setback, then everyone's going to be freaking out. And
I mean, if he has a setback, he has a setback. It would be reported. I don't think it really matters. I just think it's like, I guess he needed some practice time, which is basically what he said when he got interviewed. Wish we had a G League team so we could get that practice time in. But yeah, so it looks like because we have those 3 days off before that game, that's why that's the targeted date. That's why they chose that date. So we only have like 3 games before that Rockets game, right? Maybe 4 games. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to bring him back. Ramp him up for 3 days of practice, and then maybe it's 2 days of practice. Maybe they have a day off in there. And then bring him back.
It just seems so, because like all we know is he hasn't really practiced much since the calf strain, right?
Yeah.
So like it just seems weird that they would all of a sudden set a date so far like over a week from now that he's going to play. I know they're looking at the schedule, seeing like, oh, we have all these days to practice, but like they've been so cautious about not giving us a date, and then they give us a date like that. I always expected them to just be like, okay, Nurk's playing tonight. He's not on the injury report, and just have it that way. But
I don't think it's too weird. I don't know. I don't think it's as weird as you do. They have been super like quiet about all their injury stuff, but I mean, Nurkic has already came out and said, "Oh, I just need to get some practices in," and then they have 3 days off before then. I don't know. It makes sense to me. Like,
how great would it be if Collins came back too that same day?
yeah, where's the Collins update? Where is the Collins update? That's what I want to know. Because Collins could return sometime late March.
Like a week or two ago, I saw something from Casey Holdall that said to expect it late March if it happened versus early March. I don't know.
It should happen. There's no
what he's basing that on, but yeah.
There's no reason Collins shouldn't return, but yeah, you sub them both in at the same time.
Yeah, just bring them both back in.
Yeah, into the games that Collins used with Nurkic off the bench. that'd be.
You're definitely right, though. It should help give this team a boost knowing that he's going to be back soon.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they've been in practices and stuff. They know how close he is, a lot more than we do. But like, just setting that date, I think, will be huge for them.
Yeah, for sure. So that's.
I don't even want to like expect anything from Nurk. It'll just be good to have him playing. Like,
yeah, it will.
No matter what he does on the floor, I'm just going to give him a pass.
It'll just create some excitement, some entertainment. Something fun like that. That'll be fun. Watching his return will be fun. That post game show will be fun. I was honestly not even planning on doing the post game show. I was thinking about letting you handle that post game show because the one problem I have with this return date, is that it's on Selection Sunday, and that the game's at 12:30, and that means the game ends at 3. That's literally when Selection Sunday starts. And you guys might not know, I'm like a huge college basketball nerd, and I do like bracketology and all that stuff. And I was planning on right after the brackets come out doing a filling out my bracket video. But the problem is our post game show is gonna start. You know what I mean? Like, and it's going to be Nurkic's return. That's the thing. It's like I wasn't too worried if it was just like another post-game show, but it's literally Nurkic's return now too. So I don't know what I might have like my laptop or whatever and have Selection Sunday up there, but I probably couldn't play it out loud. I don't know. I don't know how exactly I'll work around that. But I'm obviously going to cover this Nurkic thing. It's just the timing's a little bad for that, man.
Yeah. Randall Pink Floyd might need a timeout.
Why?
Don't speak that into existence, man.
Don't even joke about that. I'm just gonna warn him. Don't even joke about that, man. Come on, man.
Dave Gibson asks, how many points and rebounds will Nurk have in his return game? Any guesses?
5 points and 4 rebounds.
Yeah, I'll probably be something low like that. I'm expecting to play maybe like 10 minutes.
He's gonna be rusty too. He hasn't. That'll be almost a year because he got hurt March 26th. He's returning March 15th, so that's almost an entire year.
I'm going to say it's going to be similar to that playoff game where he played with a broken foot against Golden State where he had like 2 points, but he had a ton of rebounds. So maybe like 2 and 8 or something.
Yeah. We'll see. He might. I expect him to miss some finishes, and fans be like, "Oh, what the hell," and kind of how
we have a prediction for a quadruple triple. I don't know what that means.
Quadruple triple. That means 100 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists, 100 blocks.
That would be pretty good.
That would be
and then we have a triple and triple double. Yeah, don't have your expectations too high. I mean, he hasn't played a game in almost a year. It'll be just a few days away from being a whole year.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like March 21st or
I
something?
literally just said it was March 26th.
Oh, 20.
There you go. Hey, I caught Eric not listening to me. That usually Eric catches me not listening to him, but I just caught Eric
Yeah.
not listening to me.
But this time I was paying attention to chat. You're usually doing something else.
No, usually I'm paying attention to chat. I'm like, oh, do I show this message? Do I show what
My
yo
man.
yo mama just said? Like,
Yep. So 11 days away from being a year.
alrighty. So we'll take your questions on that, or I don't know. There's really nothing else anywhere near as important to talk about
Yeah.
as Nurkic's return. So if you have questions based on it, put them in the live chat and we'll answer them. That's the good thing about doing this live podcast is when.
Until we get questions, I'll just go around some NBA stuff.
Alrighty.
So if you guys didn't see it, Joakim Noah signed with the Clippers today. Screw that guy. He said he didn't want to play for Portland in the offseason. Dion Waiters signed with the Lakers. That's probably going to blow up in their face.
I don't think it'll blow up. I don't think that'll be a positive impact for them, though.
I don't know if you saw, but so when LeBron went back to Cleveland, Waiters was on that team.
Yeah.
And someone showed like clips from their second game together, and Waiters is like standing there wide open, clapping for the ball like several times, and LeBron just ignores him. So it was like 2 games into the season, he was already like annoyed with Waiters, and then he got traded like a little bit later.
Yeah, I think that's not gonna be a good signing because you're bringing in a guy in Waiters who is a volume scorer but not really that efficient and sucks at everything else. And he's kind of a volatile personality. You know what I mean? And like he's streaky too, so like he'll have a couple good games here and there, but when he's bad, he's really bad. He's like 1 for 7, 1 for 8 bad, couple turnovers. You know what I mean? Like Dion Waiters is just not a good NBA player. He's just not a good fit. They should have just kept Troy Daniels, or should have I don't know. They should have done something other than Dion Waiters. I might have even signed J.R. Smith ahead of Dion Waiters, and that's saying something.
I feel like he's not as good as Jordan Clarkson, but he's like that where he can either like get hot and win you a game, but he's more likely to be cold and like shoot you out of a game because he thinks he's better than he is. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping he just like screws
He's a
up
very
whole team.
poor man's Jordan Clarkson, which is not a good player. Because Jordan Clarkson's solid because he's efficient, and he passes a little bit. Dion Waiters garbage, man. So that was an interesting signing. So we got any good questions on Nurkic?
This isn't about Nurk, but Henry M asked, can we sign Mo Harkless from the Knicks? So it's past the date. Anyone on a team currently, if they get waived, they can be picked up by the Blazers, but they wouldn't be playoff eligible. So you'd have to have a player that has not played in the NBA or has already been cut right now to be playoff eligible. So even if the Blazers aren't going to sign anyone, but even if they did, Harkless would not be able to play in the playoffs. So it's kind of like, why would we even sign him?
Yeah.
And then Zachary asks, is Nurk realistically going to help the playoff push? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about him playing instead of Caleb Swanigan or Wenyen Gabriel. Yeah, of course he's going to help the playoff push. Just because, we don't have a good backup option there right now.
And I'm assuming he's really worked on his shot, hopefully.
Yeah.
If he can hit that free throw line jumper, all you have to do basically is run pick and roll and then dump it off to him there, and he can either set someone else up with his passing.
He's mid-range jumper before, though. I want to see him.
I'm just saying, like if he gets to a point where that's like automatic, or he's shooting above 50% from those if he's wide open. I mean, he doesn't really need his athleticism back to do that, so it'll be more of a mental thing. Mm-hmm. It's not like Paul George having to like break people off the dribble and score and get back to trying to get your quick first step and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that he can just come in, be a facilitator with that second unit. I don't expect him to start. I think they'll just ease him in a few minutes at a time. The only way I see him starting is if it's a situation where they're like, oh, he's warmed up at the beginning of the game and at halftime, so like you kind of just want him to play for a few minutes while he's warm and then take him out. But
Yeah.
I could see Whiteside getting a little upset with that, the way he acts sometimes. So I don't know what'll happen, but I don't expect him to play that much. But yeah, just playing 10 minutes instead of Swanigan, I think he'll give us a lot more than what Swanigan's given us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Swanigan hasn't really
Well,
messed up too much lately.
well,
But it's not, he hasn't played good, but he hasn't been like Hazonia out there either, you know?
yeah. Well, I'm bringing Chili said Biggie ain't been playing terrible recently. Yeah, but it's Biggie. And we're talking about
Yeah.
Nurkic. Like, Nurkic's going to be
Right.
better. Like, not playing bad for Caleb isn't a high bar. You know what I mean? Like bad, like playing okay for Caleb is still like bad for the average NBA player. It's just okay for Caleb. Like, if he's 2 for 3 with a couple rebounds and no turnovers and like maybe takes a charge or something, oh, that's a great game for Caleb. Like
Yeah.
his the bar for him is so low. So, Nurkic will come back and be better.
Yeah, hopefully.
It'll be interesting. I assume Nurkic will come off the bench. So that's the thing. He's going to sub into that game like 7-8 minutes in or something like that. Unless they start him, but I can't see them starting him with a minutes restriction. That just kind of makes the rotation difficult, Makes it difficult to like sort things out. Then you're subbing Whiteside in like 7-8 minutes into each half, and then he's playing like 16 minutes straight. So I don't think you want that. I think you want Whiteside starting, Nurkic coming in for like a 7-8 minute stretch, and then you bring Whiteside back in. Or maybe Nurkic comes in for a 4-minute stretch, then you bring Whiteside in, then you sub Nurkic in at the end of the first half for like a 3-minute stretch. You can play with the starters, you can play with Dame and CJ at the same time.
Yep.
What are you smiling at?
I'm just laughing at Mario Hazonia.
Leave a like on this video as well. Some hater came and left a dislike, so gotta leave a like on the video. Gotta crush that dislike.
Henry M asked earlier what we think Trent's role will be going into the last month of the season.
About what it has been. I mean, we're not gonna get a wing back or a guard back, so I don't expect Trent's minutes to get cut. I expect him to be getting around 25 minutes a game, 25 to 30.
Yeah, I wish they could find a way to get him going. It seems like when Dame and CJ are both in the lineup, they have trouble like getting him involved.
Yeah.
Seems at times. I hope they find a way to get him a couple shots. It was kind of this way with Curry last year, where like you had this guy who was unbelievable shooting threes, but we can't find a way to get him enough attempts.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly. It's easy to come down the court and run a set for that guy, try and get that guy an open three. It's like we don't have sets designed for role players to get open threes. You know what I mean? It's like all geared around Dame and CJ, or I don't know. Like we just don't really have sets that free up a guy like Curry or a guy like Trent. So the only way they get their threes is within the flow of the offense, kind of freelance type of stuff. So you'll have some games where they don't get many shots because those shots aren't there out of the freelance. Because that's the thing, when you run a freelance offense, when you run a motion offense, it's a lot more variable in terms of like what types of shots it produces because it's just kind of random. So I think that's the problem there.
Yeah. And Seth's now I think he's the all-time leading three-point percentage shooter in the NBA history, right?
Seth Curry? I don't know.
I
But he's
think
been killing it lately.
He passed Steph. I know it's either second. He's either second or first,
Which is kind of crazy to have.
Yeah.
That both of them are up there. I don't know. I feel like Seth, if he had his own team and had some solid role players around him, but could just kind of like gun, I feel like he could be a 20-point per game scorer. Because right now he's getting 12.5 points per game and 25 minutes a game per 36. That equates out to 18 points per game. He's shooting 49.5% from the field and 45.5% from three. He's shooting 55%
Insane.
from two. Shooting. Let me see here. He's shooting 4 shots inside the arc per game. He's shooting 55%. Last year for us, he only shot 46%, and he only shot 3 attempts inside the arc. So he's improved his efficiency inside the arc, outside the arc. He has the best 3-point percentage he's ever had, and that's on 5 attempts a game. Yeah, he's been killing it, man. He's been killing it. His playmaking is better than it was last year. He has the ball in his hands more. He runs with that bench unit more, and he ran with our bench unit, but we would always have Dame or CJ in, kind of handling the ball a lot. With Doncic out of the game, Curry has the ball in his hands a lot, and he's been crushing it.
Yep.
So definitely would have been nice to keep him, man, because he would have made a huge difference for us this year. Given how Anthony has struggled, but we didn't really have the option of keeping him. That's the thing. That's the narrative I've seen it going around lately. So for all you Blazer fans saying, "Oh, we should have kept Curry," one, we wouldn't have been able to keep Hood, right? And Hood was killing it to start the season as well. So, obviously in hindsight, okay, Hood got injured, maybe keep Curry, but Hood is at more of a position of need too. We only had $5.7 million to spend on Curry. He got $8 million a year for 4 years in a place that he was familiar with, comfortable with. So I think he would have taken that Dallas offer anyway. So it wasn't like we chose not to keep Curry. I don't think we ever had a chance to keep Curry. I don't think it was an option. We didn't have his bird rights, so we would have had to use that mid-level exception. That's only $5.7 million to spend on him.
The only thing I can think of is if we would have just offered him the full tax mid-level exception for several years when we signed him, instead of signing him for $3 million. If we would have done a 3 or 4 year $20 million contract, would he have signed that? Or was he coming off that injury just looking for a team to get a shot to reprove himself?
Yeah, because he didn't play the whole last year before he got to Portland. If you're talking about giving that guy multiple years for $6 million a year, that's he was a role player before. He wasn't that outstanding before, and then he was out for an entire season. That would have been a risk.
Yep.
I think fans would have been like, "Why the hell are you giving this guy $5.5 million?"
And he had been a guy that bounced around a lot. Yeah. I mean, his year before he got injured was pretty good. But yeah, there's no way you could have imagined him being this good 2 years ago.
Yep.
But once we signed him to a 1-year deal, it was pretty difficult to keep him.
How long are you guys going to stream for? We're probably going to get off soon. We have a post-game stream tonight at 8:30. Josh Sargent should be joining us tonight. It was going to be tomorrow, but he blanked on something. So we changed it to today. So we'll get Josh on here. We'll see how Josh is. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree with Russell Westbrook. He said Hood was the right choice. My guy was shooting 50% from 3 as a wing. It's hard to beat that too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another guy who we should have found a way to get more touches for when he was on fire. So it's just I don't. Other than guys who can ISO, it's hard to get a lot of shot opportunities for other players in this offense. So.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, it's good. It's good that NURKIC is coming back, man. It's good that that's happening, because I was really questioning whether that would happen this season. I was really questioning whether that was going to be something we saw. It wouldn't have felt the same if he returns starting next season, overdue, he returns with the team returning as well. It's nice that he gets his moment to return this year. And, didn't expect him to be out this long, but, an extra month? Oh, well, we can make up some ground. That's the thing, is we can make up some ground. New Orleans has been struggling. Memphis has a hard schedule. They have a hard game tonight in Dallas. We have an easier game tonight in Phoenix. We could get 2.5 games back from Memphis. Then we play Memphis at home. I think right before NURKIC comes back. I think that's the game before NURKIC comes back. We can shoot by that time we could be pretty much tied with Memphis. If we were able to win that game, we could gain a game on them tonight. Like, the schedule's lining up for us to like make some serious headway on Memphis for that 8th spot. You could be talking about NURKIC coming back and us being like basically right there with Memphis for that 8th spot with a easier schedule than them for the rest of the year. So that's the thing. That's the excitement for the rest of the season. You know, we can't get the 7th seed, sadly. That is completely out of the picture. But I mean, get that 8th seed and see what you can do against the Lakers. I mean, I don't think the Lakers want to face a healthy Blazers team. They've struggled against backcourts that can put up points. We've already beaten them in LA this year. Of course, that was their first game after Kobe passed, so that was a bit tough for them. But Dame always seems to play well against him. We have a dynamic backcourt, and then, hopefully in that playoffs, we'd have the front court to throw at their bigs because they start AD at the 4, Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee at the 5. I think it's been Dwight Howard lately. The thing is, at the 4, you need somebody who's quick, agile to match AD in that department, but then you need somebody with size so AD can't just bully them. Zach Collins, I think, is one of the most perfectly built defenders to put up against AD. So now it's just, when is Zach going to return? Because if we're going to make this playoff run and get into the postseason, we're going to need Zach, and we're going to need to get him back to the point where he's starting and being able to go up against AD, because that's a perfect, like, as good as of a defender as you can get to put up against AD. And then we have the size in the front court to match McGee and match Howard. I like the way our front court matches up against them.
You're forgetting about Wenyan. He did all right against AD last game.
Yeah, but he'd get burnt.
I'm just
I know you are. I'm trying to make a serious point too. So that's the thing, is like, we got the backcourt to really put up points to outscore them, and then we have the front court to throw at them defensively. Obviously, you're not going to completely stop Anthony Davis, but maybe you can slow him down a little bit. And I don't know. I like the way we match up with the Lakers a lot better than a team like the Clippers, or a lot better than a couple other teams in the Western Conference. And I think the Lakers view us. I don't think the Lakers want to play us. I think they'd rather play any other team gunning for that 8th spot. Because if we get healthy, we start playing better, we start figuring out some defensive issues. I mean, it's not a question that we could upset them in the first round. I think that would be a competitive series. So I mean, that's kind of, how awesome would it be to get these guys healthy again and upset the Lakers in the first round. Then the second round, you got to match up against a Houston small ball team, Utah.
Might be the Clippers right now.
The Clippers are the 2nd seed right now, though, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'd be 1-8.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's the thing. If you can, I'm just saying, like, there is a path to make some noise. It's going to be very, very difficult. First, we got to get into the damn playoffs. But I mean, if we're able to get in there, we got a chance to make a run. The hardest series would be that first round against the Lakers, but if we won that series, that second round, we wouldn't be playing the Clippers, we wouldn't be playing the Nuggets, we'd be playing, right now, the winner of the 4 versus 5 seed series would be Houston and Utah. Again, they always play each other in the playoffs. But that's the thing, like, we could handle either of those teams. If we can beat the Lakers, we can beat one of those teams, we can make it to the Western Conference Finals, and at that point, who knows what happens. That's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously it's super optimistic to even consider a deep playoff run at this point, but that's the thing. It's like, we match up well with the Lakers, and I think we can make a playoff push right now.
Yeah, and then Terry will get like a 10-year extension.
Yeah, God. Look at Terry's master game planning. He runs one defensive scheme the whole playoffs, and just runs pick and roll with Lillard and Nurkic, or Lillard and Whiteside, and that's it. And they make a run, and they go, look at his master game planning. The same stuff he's done all year, the same basic stuff. But whatever. I mean, I don't know. He's not gonna get fired, so I'm not rooting for anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we could make a run, man. We could make a run, so I have some optimism for the rest of the season. We'll keep it covered here at Blazers Uprise for you guys. I'll catch you later, Chili. I'll keep it covered for you guys. I would love to go on a playoff run this year. Just the coverage would be a ton of fun. So hopefully we got something in store. Starts tonight, Gotta gain a game on Memphis. Maybe Memphis wins, but you can't lose a game. You cannot lose a game on Memphis tonight. You got to win these games if you're Portland. You got Phoenix. You're better than Phoenix. You got the Kings tomorrow. You're better than the Kings. Then you got Phoenix at home again, and then after that the Grizzlies, I believe, and then the Rockets with Nurkic's return. You got to go 4-1 in this stretch. You know, got to win that Grizzlies game at least, because we got to make up some ground. We're starting to run out of time. It's March. I can't believe it's March. Can't believe March Madness around the corner. Excited for that. I will have some coverage for March Madness. I will do a filling out my bracket video. I will do like some preview stuff for that, like that Sunday leading up to the first round. I will have some videos covering that. It doesn't really fit like Blazers Uprise. It's like March Madness content, but I don't have a better spot to upload it, and that type of content can get a lot of views, can get a lot of traction. So uploading it to a channel that has almost 3,000 subscribers, you know, you guys watch it, leave a like on those videos, you know, watch the entire video. That'll help it get recommended on YouTube, and it could really help me out and really help the channel out, that type of content. So and hopefully it'll be interesting for most of you guys as well, just to preview March Madness, because, you know, I'm just a basketball fan. I know a lot of you guys are basketball fans, so
For sure.
That's
one of the best days of the year too.
Yeah.
The first day of the tournament, we got games all day, and then we got a Blazers Mavericks game that night.
Oh man, I'm gonna be tired. I'm tired right now. But yeah, so we'll catch you guys tonight on that post game show. Looking forward to it. Until then, you know, just relax, enjoy this Blazer game tonight. Hopefully the Blazers make easy work of the Suns. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support as always. And until tonight, I'll see you later. Peace out. Go Blazers.